Ooh, what's up, everyone? You're listening to the beer edition of the Budgets and Brews podcast with Rich and Tony, where we discuss, chat, and ramble solely about beer. You could join us next week for our finance portion. In last week's episode, we talked about what you should be doing with your money in 7 steps. But for now, let's splash right into Rich and Tony's beer review. Tony, what's on tap this week?
This week, we are reviewing Bell's Two-Hearted Ale American IPA.
And once again, our beer reviews mean nothing since we don't know what we're talking about. Please use our lack of knowledge for your entertainment.
All right, and also don't forget we use a scale of 1 to 100, with 1 being the worst beer we've ever tasted, and 100 being the best. And Rich, we've yet to have a beer reach 100 score.
No, that's...
Got a couple close, I think.
Couple of close, yeah. Maybe we have a 90 or something in there, but 100. We're going to start off by describing the bottle, the alcohol percentage, and the IBUs. And yes, you have a can, I have a bottle, and we could flash those images on the screen too.
Yeah.
Mine is a fish. It is a big, ugly fish.
Yeah, mine's a fish too.
And the bottle cap, though, I do like the bottle cap. The bottle cap for me is a fish. It's the same fish that's on there, the fish head.
Yeah.
But when I first glance at this, I'm turned off instantly. I'm like, I am not drinking a fish. Like, that is gross.
Yeah. I will say you picked this beer out, so I don't know. I would have never grabbed this and brought this home. Otherwise, that I knew we had to do a beer review on it.
I feel like I'm at bars and I see Bell's Two-Hearted Ale, or people talk about it. And so I was like, oh, I'll have to check out what that is. And then it's like, it's a fish. Now, there's actually a great fact that we're going to tell you momentarily about that. I know why that fish is there, but that's all it is. It's like orange lettering that looks outdated and an ugly fish. Like okay. It's a heavy hitter though. I think it's 7%, and our IBUs are at 60, and that measures how beery it is. So we're just getting into that, so we'll be able to see, is that better than the last one or beerier?
I don't know. The first one we've actually measured the IBU, so it's actually international bitterness units, but we just say how beery it is because we don't really know what we're talking about.
And we're going to dive into the first category, which is going to be the pour in head retention.
All right, let me hear you. Let me hear you pop it.
Oh, I don't know if I can. I'd say that.
All right, ready? Here's my crack.
You have a good one. Yeah, that is good for audio. Mine was not that good. But let's see. I'm going to see if I can hold it up to the camera a little bit, get this pour going.
So I also have a big can. This isn't a regular sized 12-ounce beer. So, oh my goodness, we are having a party over here.
And don't give that fun fact. We got a bunch of fun facts today. Yours, I don't know what yours is doing. Usually you have a cheater mug. Now you have a bucket of foam. Like,
dude, yours looks really good though.
Mine looks very
it's a little bit, yeah, like a good amount of head. Not like a perfect amount, but it's like
yours is insane.
Yeah, I can't even pour it all in there.
Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna rank mine first. Have fun getting your nose in there. Yeah. I'm gonna rank mine first. I loved it, and as you can see if you're watching on YouTube, this is a great pour. It is probably like half an inch head retention. Oh my goodness, this beer just looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous with this, and the pour was just very, very smooth. Out of 15, I'm going 14. I'm 14.
Okay, I already knocked out that perfect score rating, so that's all right. So I don't know what happened.
It could have been a little bigger.
Mine looks like soapy water on the top of my my beer. The pour started off really nice, and then it just like the foam just flooded in. And my mug's cold, my beer's cold. I don't know, maybe that's why. And as far as the retention goes, it's not receding. It is not rescending down. If it is, it's very, very slow. So this might be a tricky situation to get a first sip in. But for the pour for me, I'm going to give it a 4 because this was not a good pour.
Maybe it's a user error.
It probably was. I thought I was doing my 45-degree angle, but I don't know. But I got to rate it as I see it. So
that's true. That's true. I will say mine has rescended to the perfect amount where it's just like a little foam bubbles at the top. Yeah. Oh my, mine, like I said, mine is perfect. I should have gave it a 15. If it was a little more head, like just millimeter, I would have took it.
Rich,
Anyway, you have something for us.
I got a fun fact for us. Yeah. So we're doing the Bell's Two Hearted Ale here, and the first Bell's beer was brewed in a 15-gallon soup pot. Larry Bell sold his first commercial beer out of this in 1985. I thought it was funny. The guy's brewing beer in a 15-gallon soup pot. You know, kind of.
Maybe that's where your foam came from.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Category number 10. This is number 10. Number 2 out of 10 is going to be the appearance and color. And I will gladly step in first. As I said, this is just a gorgeous beer. The appearance for mine is just the bubbles they're coming up fast. There's a lot of them. I do see some floaters, not bubbles. I feel like there is particles that's actually floating around, dancing with the bubbles in this. I don't know if you see that on yours, but it almost like looks like something is in there. Like I don't know, like orange citrus crap. I don't know. I have no clue.
Like a haziness almost.
Yeah,
you know?
almost like a haziness. It's clear, like you can see through it, but it not like a Bud Light. There has like some minor thickness. It's like an amber sort of like red, brown, golden. It's a perfect color.
Yeah.
I just love everything about this. I am giving this a 10. I'm giving this appearance and color a 10.
Perfect
even with those
score.
little floaty things, because I think they should be there. And so, if they're intended to be there, they're floating perfectly.
Or you got like a contaminated beer.
True.
No, so the appearance for mine, the heads were scented a little bit, so it's looking better. The color, like you said, really, really beautiful golden color. I got plenty of bubbles coming up. I'm really in the mood for a beer, so maybe this just looks like extra good for me, but I think it looks great. The only thing that's driving me nuts is the head is still really thick, but it has rescinded quite a bit. The beer itself looks really good. It's very transparent, but there is a little, like a very, very slight bit of, I didn't even notice it, the cloudiness, the kind of like particles floating around. So you said something, I had to look really close because the light's not very good in here. But the appearance itself looks good. I will give it a 7 out of 10. I think
you're making up for it.
Yeah.
Okay, and the fact that I got for you, this is actually going to explain that the logo of the fish. The American IPA Hell's Two-Hearted Ale is named after the majestic Two-Hearted River in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I did not know that. It is actually, it says it's from Comstock, Michigan. I'm guessing that's right around wherever that majestic river is, but that's why there's a fish in there. I don't know what that fish is. Maybe it's a trout. I don't know. It's probably something that swims in that river, but that's where that came from.
That's where it's
moving,
it's pretty
moving on to the next category, we have the smell, and this is going to be out of 20. So go ahead and get your nose foamy.
Wet that whistle a little bit. Let's see.
This is amazing. I love this smell.
It smells really good.
It does not smell strong. It does not smell like, oh, this is a beer. But it smells pleasant. And there's a
light.
Right. I was gonna say there's like a light, fluffy little hops in there, so you could actually tell, like, if you were going into like a brewery, that sort of scent a little bit when you get there, but not super strong like you were going into the brewery. Maybe like you were exiting the brewery. It's like that beer right outside the door on the parking lot side.
Yeah. Hey, did I just walk past a brewery? That's what it smells like. You know.
Yes, and I smell. This is a little bit of sweet sourness. Maybe that's the particles floating in there, but it almost smells like a Sour Patch, like a strong soury type of scent. Not sure, but I love it. I'm giving 18 out of 20.
So on the can it says Centennial hops and bursting with aromas ranging from pine to grapefruit. And I think I get a little bit of that bitter, grapefruity smell a little bit.
That's probably that sourness that I was.
That's probably exactly it. I'm sorry. What score did you give the smell, Rich?
18.
18. Good score. Yeah, I really like the smell. I really like the smell a lot. It's not overbearing. It's not super potent. I'm embarrassed to say I don't really know what an American IPA is supposed to be like, but. If it's like this, man, I love American IPAs because this smells really, really good. So I'm going to give it a 19 to try to make up for that terrible pour. I really think it smells great.
And then hit us with the next fact.
Yeah, I got another fun fact here.
I'm ready for this taste. So
so am I. Sorry, let me run through this. In 1992, a 15-barrel system was installed at the Bell's Brewery. So this is a long way from 1985.
A 15-gallon to a 15-barrel.
15 barrel. So I can't remember what it is. There's like a bunch of gallons in the barrel, so I don't know. But it's a long way from brewing in a soup kettle. A larger brew system was installed in 1992. This isn't their only brewery area, but they still brew with this one today, all the way back to 1992. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
We got to jump into the taste, and this is going to be out of 30. So
let's go. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
That's good.
I like it. I get the pininess a lot now. And the hops, those Centennial hops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Centennial hops.
Mm-hmm.
It does taste.
Really getting that. It's good. I chugged a whole bunch of this too.
Now, it's a good beer. It threw me off.
Why is that?
It threw me off. So I was so excited. I mean, you could tell how excited I was.
Yeah.
It just tastes. It doesn't taste what it smells like to me, and what it looks like.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know why. It just it tastes like an IPA. It tastes really beery, really strong.
All right.
It was like, and we'll get to it next, but a lingering, like a big, bold taste in my mouth, all over like the top of it. It sticks to it, the tongue, the roof, everywhere. There's like this lingering beer taste, and it's just like a strong, powerful punch beer taste. It doesn't taste as in like alcohol, like heavy alcohol. Like I don't taste the 7%, but I just really, really taste that beer, and it's just very hoppy, and that it threw me off. It threw me off.
At least we know now where a 60 stands on the IBU scale, because
this
definitely would take. This tastes very beery,
floral, like maybe like some crushed up leaves and flowers and stuff, like outdoor dirt, like that type of beer.
I don't think this tastes like dirt at all. It tastes clean though, and I get the pininess a little bit, kind of. So I get like the freshness of the pines.
Like you're biting like a bark.
You lose all the grapefruit in the taste.
Yeah.
I don't get any taste. I get very hoppy, and I get piney. I get that clean freshness. I really like the beer. What are you gonna give it out of 30, Rich? What do you think?
Oh yeah, but with the bitterness and everything, it's like I'm biting a chunk of bark. And it just doesn't clash right. I'm gonna go with the 12%. Or 12. A 12.
12
I just wasn't. Yeah.
Hey, it's not the beer for you, and that's
everything
okay.
else was great.
Yeah, everything else, the taste
up to this.
The most important thing. So I really like the beer. I think the taste is great. I think it's very clean. I get a lot of the beery taste. You get that IPA taste in your mouth, like where your tongue and your mouth kind of just like, yep, that's an IPA, all right. Like you drink it, but like I took a huge chug. It's sitting well with me. I get the pininess, the hops are really good. Out of 30, I'm gonna give it a 26. I thought it was a really good taste to this beer. And I got one more fun fact for us. You'll take the last one here. And our fun fact is in 2010, Larry Bell wins the Brewers Association Recognition Award. So the Brewer Association Recognition Award is presented each year to an individual or company whose inspiration, enthusiasm, and support has contributed to the craft brewery movement. So cool. He was recognized in 2010 for that. I thought that was something to commend.
I didn't even know that there was something like that. So that's awesome that there is. So we're learning things as we're,
new things every day. Yeah.
As we're disseminating these facts. So the aftertaste, this is going to be out of 25. I usually say I'll dive in for another sip. I don't really even care about taking another one. I just didn't. Really? I wasn't a big fan. I'll do it.
Okay.
But for me, the aftertaste, it sits there for a while. It sits there like a frog on a log. Yeah. Like this thing is, it's glued. It's glued to my mouth, and I want something to like cleanse that palate, to like get it out of the way. So I could, I don't know, maybe I need a sip of water, enjoy like a food if I was like pairing it with something.
Yeah.
But it sits there, it lingers, so you gotta like IPAs. If you're someone who's like, I don't like beery stuff, I don't like IPAs, you do not want this.
Beer, yeah.
But until it, like I said, it was a beautiful beer. It smelled great. It just didn't clash once. It didn't make sense. Okay, out of 25, I don't like the way it lingers. I'm gonna give it a 10.
Okay, that's fair enough. You're giving it a score how you think it should be. Me, on the other hand, I do like the aftertaste. It lingers. The taste of this beer is great. I think this is the type of beer that I could drink regularly and just be fine with it. Or this is a beer that I can sit down and have like a meal with, because it's such a strong taste, but it's also like quenches my thirst like after I drink it. So
it's smooth.
It's smooth.
It's very smooth.
It's crisp. It's crisp and smooth, if you can say that. But the aftertaste, I think it's good. I'm gonna give it a 21. Nothing
Okay.
crazy, but a solid score.
Yeah.
And you got one more fun fact for us, Rich?
Yeah, the last I have, and I just thought this was sort of comical. So if you're looking to purchase this stuff, it's available to the consumer in a 6-pack and 12-pack, and that is bottles and cans. So that's great. A 16-ounce can, so you can buy a single 16-ounce can. It's on draft at many places distributed. And my favorite is a 19-ounce can. I read that and I was like, what? And you actually have the 19-ounce can.
I do, yeah. I got it right
I
here.
don't know if I just don't look at cans and actually care to look at the ounces, but I'm like 19, that's so random. Is that a thing? I feel like 16, then you go to 24.
No, really.
Never
Yeah,
19.
I've heard 21 maybe. 24 ounce though is like what you
24
typically think of. Yeah.
Yeah. And then now they have like bonuses, like a 25 ounce. Like they'll do that, but I've never seen a 19. Never seen it. So anyway, overall rankings for me out of 100.
Yep.
I gave it a 64. I feel bad because I feel like maybe I could have upped it a couple, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I gave it a 64.
Beer can be great, It
is what it is.
Especially for your taste and your palate. So
Yeah.
overall ranking, I gave it a 77, almost at the B ranking. I think that's about right. I mean, for the B, I've had way better beers and I've had way worse beers. This is a good American IPA. I would recommend it.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up this episode's beer review. And if you enjoyed listening, we ask that you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, or follow. And oh yeah, don't forget to leave a review and comment on what beers you want us to review for the upcoming weeks. That does it. Cheers.
Cheers.